Welcome to Gently Pressed,
where we iron out the wrinkles of the fashion world.
Hi, and welcome back to Gently Pressed. I'm Nidra,
I'm Danielle.
and today we have a very special topic.
Fast fashion and copycat culture.
Ooh.
Like, we can talk about if there's any benefits, if there are any at all, or if it's detrimental
Yeah,
to the future of fashion.
yeah.
So,
Let's jump right into it.
yeah, because I mean, there really is no way around this. I don't know if it's actually savable because of the time that we're in. Like, a lot of people are
Well,
saying
wait,
that.
let's start off by explaining why we're going to talk about fast fashion and copycat culture and what brands you're thinking of, and then we can go into your opinion of why.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when we think about social media, I think especially now because of the fact that we have a lot more influencers, even though we briefly talked about this topic before, I think what people are realizing now is that it's not so much just the fact that we have thousands of influencers now that are everyday people, but we also have trends and companies and even fashion houses that are pushing out um, pieces that are more catered to the trends at a rapid pace versus spending the time to produce quality pieces.
Yeah.
And so that's where the conversation of whether it's quantity or quality that is most important in this day and age.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like for the luxury fashion brands, they're always ahead of the curve and kind of create that trend. And then from there, the fast fashion brands see what they do and then create that super fast.
Right.
So I think that's always been what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I just wonder if it's because now with social media, you see it all the time. It's more noticeable that people care more.
Right. And what people fail to realize is that fast fashion was out BTT before TikTok.
Yeah.
You know?
And Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think it's heavily social media based, but I think that's because where you're able to promote more so now.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I don't know. I don't have a problem with Instagram and TikTok because
Yeah.
I feel like now they show me things that I wouldn't see in store. Like Target actually has some good ass fashion, but I wouldn't know that if I went into the store. So I think it's Instagram and TikTok are actually kind of helping notice that for smaller brands.
Right. So in a way, to us as the everyday consumer, I don't think it's a big deal for me, you, and the other millions around the world.
Okay.
I think it's more so designers.
Yeah.
Who see the issue in it. And I get it from their standpoint because they're the ones that are, behind the scenes doing the creative thinking, doing the designing, all of the hard work that goes into it. That when they see replicas, it's like, why would you do that?
No, I get that. I think when it does it super fast, that's when people get pissed off because I don't know why that made me think of, remember the Devil Wears Prada moment where it was the cerulean belt and she was like, I forgot who she said, but they did cerulean and then it trickled down to fast fashion brands doing cerulean that everyone is now wearing it because of this one creative person. So I think that's always been a thing. I think it's just faster now. Zara literally comes out with things so fast after it hits the runway. So I feel like that's where it is because you don't know about the quality and stuff, but I don't know. I feel like fast fashion has always been here.
Right. But then we have designers such as Aurora James for Brother Vellies. So she talked about how she's very selective with who she works with. Even though she may use some influencers, but she makes sure that they're aligned with what her brand vision and mission is.
Yeah.
Versus who's going to just be promoting and being in front of a camera with her stuff on just for attention.
No, I definitely think brands are more thinking about who is their influencer. Even the company I work for, we put decks together of influencers. And even though they don't have a million plus followers, we know that that influencer will have more of like what we align as a brand
Mm-hmm.
and what we want their audience to see, instead of getting someone with a million followers that we don't know what those million followers are aligned with, and do they actually care.
Right.
So I think that's a big thing for a lot of brands, is they're now trying to like truly pick their influencer and who aligns with their brand, because an influencer now is really a brand ambassador. And it's just like when you pick a celebrity for a campaign, you don't want to pick a celebrity that's very controversial, because then that makes your brand look bad. So I think they started doing that with influencers too.
Yeah, and I think the way to avoid like the scaries of it is by matching your brand with people who are
Yeah.
more aligned with what you represent.
Yeah.
I think if we can, I think continuously using fast fashion will significantly erode the value
Yeah.
in well-made pieces. I think that it undermines craftsmanship.
Yeah.
Um, for example, it's funny because do you remember the dress I wore, the color block dress I wore like maybe two
Yeah.
episodes ago?
Hmm?
So, Christopher John Rogers actually is the one who
Original.
original
Yeah.
Fashion Nova replicated it,
Yeah.
but all it's missing is the pleats. But I was like, wow, I really want that dress.
Yeah.
But you know, I would love, of course, I would love to purchase from Christopher John Rogers. But it's like, oh, well, I think the last time I looked at it, the price was like 1,500 something, and it's like I can't put out
Yeah.
$1,500 for a
And I
dress.
think that's why fast fashion is here, though. Is like we want to purchase those pieces. If
Right.
I had the money, I would totally purchase every luxury brand there was.
Right.
But unfortunately, I don't have that money. And I
Exactly.
still want to like follow the trends. So I think that's why, like, unfortunately, that's what it is. But a lot of people can't afford these
Yeah,
high prices.
it's true, and it's like sometimes I feel bad because I wish I could
Yeah. And I wish I could
support because
save
it's
and like do it, but then I think to myself, like, am I gonna save for this dress and then I only wear it one time?
yeah,
Or like it's just
yeah,
I overthink it. And then I'm like, do I like I went to my friend's wedding. Everyone was obsessed with my dress. And I was like, oh guys, I got it from Shein. And like it's not great that I got it from Shein, but I was like, do I want to buy from Nordstrom where it was going to be $500 for this wedding, or do I want to buy it $40 and it's everyone's still saying it looks
and
nice?
I think also what makes us think that way is one, we're not rich, right? We
Yeah.
we don't always have it. But two, like when you think about the time like now where we're considering inflation is like, shoot, I'm already paying $10 for eggs. How can I buy
Yeah,
a
I was
thousand
gonna
dollar
say,
dress
girl,
or
eggs are
like
more important right now.
like it's so much harder.
Yeah.
So yeah, like when you think about how you want to make these high-end purchases, you have to really try to think responsibly
Yeah.
and not like
Girl, if I had a
overspend.
trust fund or
Girl,
was a billionaire, you best believe I would help this market so much. I would buy
yes.
everything.
Yes. I make a
I
joke
think
all
that's
the time that
why
I should have been a Nepo baby or like born into money.
the
Like,
universe hasn't made me rich though,
yeah.
because I would
Like
spend it a lot on clothes.
shoot, you leave me with $10 and I'm finding something to buy.
I'm crying.
Like I am. Sale,
Yeah. No,
love it.
if I had money, it would be I already do it though. Like trips and clothes.
Yeah.
Those are my two things.
But going back to Christopher John Rogers, he's also somebody who's very selective and careful about how he represents
Mhm.
his brand online
Yeah.
for the sole purpose of the fact that he doesn't want fast fashion companies to be able to replicate him so easily.
Yeah.
But it just, I don't know. Like I understand brand exclusivity, but it's just like, how do you then reach the consumer that can't access you so easily, you
I
know,
don't think they're trying to. I
to its
don't
own purpose?
Yeah. I think well one, they put so much work and effort in their craftsmanship
Mm-hmm.
that it's a statement piece.
Mm-hmm.
And the person that's able to purchase it is going to love it and take care of it.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they're looking to make it for someone who's just going to wear it and not take care of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's more, I don't think they have to meet us where we're at. I think we have to figure out a
How
way
to get
to get
where
to
they're
that level.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there's no blurring the lines between premium and free trial. Like there's just no
What do you mean?
like if basically if like it's gonna be easier for you to say, oh yeah, I'll do the free trial, and like if I have it to pay $5.99 a month, then I'm gonna go ahead and do it. But
Yeah.
if I have to pay, let's say, 90 a year, and I ain't got the 90 right now,
Yeah.
how am I?
I get what you're saying.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no
Like the monthly versus the year. I get what you're saying. Yeah, but again, like if you can't do it,
yeah,
I think they're not looking to dim down their prices because that would dim down their craftsmanship.
right.
And I appreciate that, especially Christopher John Rogers, he puts so much into his looks and the creations
Mm-hmm.
that I wouldn't want him to
To do it,
do.
of course.
Yeah. Like I remember Balmain did a collaboration with H&M
Mm-hmm.
and everyone was so excited. It was
Yeah, I remember when
beautiful.
it happened.
But if you think about it too, like the people that were buying it were buying to resell it and not actually buying it to like
To wear it.
appreciate
Appreciate
it.
it, yeah.
Like I wish I could have gotten a piece. I love Balmain. It's one of my favorite brands.
Right.
But because like there was people that were trying to buy in bulk and then resell it, it just lost the experience that it needed.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Baby to Baby gala that was in like 2022? Kim
Oh,
K
yeah.
wore the pink Balenciaga dress.
Yes, I
It
think so.
has like the
Yes, yes,
ties
yes.
that look like bows.
Yes.
Okay. So she wore that and it was a hit. That was November 2022. So by April 2023, when I was looking for a dress for my birthday, it was on Fashion Nova. And as much as I wanted to buy it, I was like, girl, no. Like, if you look at it, the material is so much.
Yeah.
It's not even the same pink. It would look like very shiny. Oh, I don't. What's the shiny material? Like it has like this gloss.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of the word right now.
Yeah, but also you can just tell that it was a
Like
thinner.
the sheer fabric?
It wasn't sheer. Almost like you know how like a neon,
vinyl?
but it has like a gloss to it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of the word.
Yeah. I'll
I
show
want
you.
to say it's like acrylic, but it's not. I can't think of the word. Yeah.
Yeah. But you can tell like it was just like a thinner material. Like it wasn't you can
That
just
if you
see
put
that
it
the
on,
quality
it's
wasn't the same.
going to not
Yeah,
look the same.
it
Yeah.
wasn't gonna give the same effect.
Yeah.
And so it was just like, as much as I love Balenciaga, I would never do that to my favorite house.
Yeah.
And then also I thought it was how just replicating the dress that she had wore once again was crazy work, because she had called him out in 2019 for replicating the vintage Thierry Mugler dress that she wore for the Hollywood Beauty.
But I feel like Fashion Nova always copycats.
Yeah.
And people buy it.
I mean, like, if you can't find it anywhere else, I'm pretty sure that you can find it on Fashion Nova.
Yeah. And I mean, it's up to you, though, too, if you want to buy it or not.
Yeah.
So they're going to keep creating it if people are going to keep buying it. And even though I don't always agree, it's like if people are going to do it, they're going to do it.
Yeah. And I think that we're confusing, well, not we're, fast fashion companies are confusing the image of inspiration and just plain out plagiarism.
Yes. And I agree with that. I think copycatting is a little tacky. I think, though, like I said with like the Devil Wears Prada moment, taking what someone created, like that cerulean blue, and then making it into other things. Like right now, leopard is like making a comeback.
Yeah.
And there's so many brands right now that have leopard skirts, but they're creating it in different styles. And it's just one, like that's what it is. It's just like the leopard print.
Right.
Instead of creating like the exact leopard dress that someone like a high fashion brand made.
Right.
So I think that's where I agree with you, where it's like, we don't need a copycat. obviously fast fashion is there to help us like afford certain things,
Right.
but they shouldn't do exact replica because it'll never be the same exact thing.
Exactly. And I think this is where also what we talked about before, the high versus low.
Yeah.
Because it's like there are brands out there that have uh, pieces that are similar,
Mm-hmm.
and you can still put out the image of the look that you enjoyed without looking like
Looking
you're
exactly, yeah. And you don't have to buy it all at one place.
exactly.
Yeah. Because I'll say, like, right now, Target is having a great, like, fashion moment. I
Yeah.
see a lot of influencers posting about it, and the materials look great.
But I think that's because they're doing a good job of selecting who they're choosing for designers.
Yeah.
Because like their fashion, their future collective
Yeah.
uh designers, I think they're
Collaborations, yeah.
have been wonderful so far.
Yeah. But also, I'm saying, like, they're not just copying what a luxury brand is doing. They're like, oh, that's a cool pattern. Let's now create something for us.
Yeah,
So I think that's cool.
I think so. I think when we think of copycatting,
Hmm.
had like, do you know of any legal battles that come to mind where you're just like, oh yeah, I see how they were right?
I think most of the times, anytime if you really see, like, I even remember there was this one. The only one that's like coming to mind right now is like, remember there was someone that was trying to do like not AI, but what was that thing that was so big? Like the
Um,
pictures that weren't pictures, they were like pixels. It was like art. Like someone was selling like Birkins. I just remember that. It was like AI Birkins or something.
oh,
And Hermes like sued them. And I got it because like Birkin is such a
and you have to wait so
staple.
long for an Hermes bag.
Exactly. But
Like,
like Birkins are such a staple bag
yeah.
that it's such an exclusive piece to get
Mm-hmm.
that for someone to then create it in a, even if it's fake and it's like you're buying art, I get why Hermes was like, no, that's not okay.
Yeah, I get that. Because, listen, sometimes when it comes to certain styles, you have to wait years for it to
Yeah.
be
You know who
available.
should be sooner now? Van Cleef and Arpels, because that is everywhere.
Yeah, no, it's true. I can go on Amazon right now
No.
and find you.
Girl, we can go to Chinatown. And it really looks real.
Yeah,
Like, it's
like
wild.
it's amazing. Like it does amaze me how fast
Yeah. They
it
can
gets put
create.
out there.
Honestly, there was a Christian Dior, you know that Christian Dior bag where everyone gets their name in the back right now?
Hmm.
There is someone selling it on like in Chinatown. And when I tell you it, I could not figure out where like the discrepancies were. I was like, I'm trying to
It's
figure it out.
amazing.
Girl, I'm almost about to get a Dior saddlebag there. I don't know. I really want one. But I'm like, do I really want to pay Dior
Like
prices?
same thing with the Van Cleef. I'm like, do I have $10,000 to give them for
Yeah.
a necklace?
But then also, I think when it comes to accessories,
Yeah,
that's where people really do spend money because they will last a
yeah,
while. Like
but
a bag, I would put money into a bag or like
yeah,
a
yeah,
jewelry.
because that's an investment.
Exactly. But clothing, that's where it like really is hard for me, especially when we talked about how even though we don't try to,
Hmm.
the whole if you post it, you can't wear it again.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to work on that, but I think it's hard when you have.
Would you say it's harder when you're purchasing from fast fashion brands and then realizing that your clothing aren't lasting as long
I
when it comes
think
to
when it
quality?
comes to, like I said, like if I know I'm only gonna wear it one time, like that dress I wear at the wedding, like
Yeah.
I knew I was only gonna wear it one time. And so because of that, I was like, I'm only gonna spend $40 on this dress.
Yeah.
But if it's like a sweater that I know I'll wear multiple times, I will put more money into that. Like if
Okay.
I like basic pieces, I think basic pieces I will put more money into because I know I'll wear that over and over again. But when it comes to a certain event, I
Yeah.
probably put less in because I know I'm not going to wear
You
it
wear
more
it
than one time.
often.
But usually, even like think about red carpet times,
Hmm.
celebrities are wearing those dresses and or suits, but they're giving them back to the brands after. And if they're not, it's like staying in their closet for when their child wants to be a nepo baby and then they can like bring it out. So it's like you know that those are special pieces, and I think for like weddings and stuff, those are special pieces. But then if you know that you're going to wear something every day, I think then you can put more money into it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Because when I used to work at that fashion brand,
Mm-hmm.
the quality of those items are so good. If I didn't work there, I cannot afford, like, don't work there now, so I can't get anything.
Yeah.
But I have so many pieces still till this day
That you would have loved.
that I love
Yeah.
wearing all the time. And I think that's where, and they're like basic pieces for work, and it's perfect. So, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, it's hard to say that you want to see fast fashion disappear because of the simple fact that it's like, okay, it's easier to get those items that are more
Yeah.
in reach.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, you can see it from their standpoint where it's just like, okay, but I can see like how it dilutes your flavor, you know?
Yeah. I think fast fashion doesn't have to leave, but I do think copycat culture has to change. I don't want to say leave, but I think that it shouldn't be you copy the exact same look. I think take pieces from it
Mm-hmm.
and then make it your own.
Also, I think when we're thinking about the future of fashion,
Mm-hmm.
that if we don't see a change, that there, when you think from an environmental and ethical standpoint, that
Mm-hmm.
it'll be a little bit more detrimental, because then it's like we're just wasting materials than
Yeah, I get
recycling.
you, but
You know?
we waste so much stuff.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the luxury brands are very sustainable, and they now have for certain brands like sustainability levels. And even like fast fashion brands are, they're not the best, but like they are on those levels. They are trying to be better. I don't think they're,
Girl, I don't know, because she ain't got a Rico case right now.
we're not talking about Shein. Shein is like the worst of the worst. I'm talking about like Fashion Nova. No, it's more of just like, what I'm saying is they are trying to be better with their sustainability, but I don't know. I feel like, yeah, we're talking about, oh, should it end, but like you and I both shop on these. So
I know.
you get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
people still shop on them. Like people love Fashion Nova. I don't shop on Fashion Nova because I do not like their return policy.
Yeah.
But a lot of people shop on it.
And I think it's so much like it's.
Can I say another thing too? For plus size women, it's much harder to find things in.
That's a true fact, and I think that's how I started, like being part of the copycat train.
I think that's why,
because
for
it's
me
like,
too.
dang, I like that, but it's not meant for me. Like
it's so hard to go
small.
into a store, like any other store, and try to find. Like I can't go into a Louis Vuitton and they're gonna have my size. They're just not.
Yeah.
So I think that's also why a lot of people go, because they're like, oh, the fit is really good here, when they're not looking for my fit at a luxury brand. So I think that's also another reason.
Like going back to the H&M and Balmain collab, like even when they had an XL, the XL was actually a size 12. I'm a 14, 16. I can't purchase it because I know automatically it's just not gonna fit on me.
And they don't make enough. Even if they do make XLs, they make like 4 versus 20 extra smalls. So I think that's also a thing, is we have to look at sizing as well. Is they say that they're inclusive, but are they really?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're already going through those issues and you find something that, even though it is at a fast fashion brand, it fits you well,
you're naturally
like everyone always talks about the fashion Nova jeans. I've never had them, but everyone talks about how amazing they are.
They fit well.
So
now, do they last long? That's a different
topic. But my thing is, I used to buy jeans from Abercrombie all the time that are like $100, and because I have thick ass thighs that rub together, they still only last like a year.
That's true.
So it's like, do I want to spend $100 where they're still going to break down? Or do I rather spend $20 that I know they're going to break down, but it's $20?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
I get it.
It's just hard out here.
Like, we're trying.
We
guys.
are.
We're trying.
I would love to like spend money and not care.
Yeah. Listen, give me some money. Money and thing.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
But did you say fame?
Thing.
Oh, I was like, girl, not fame.
No, no, no.
Well, like, don't do that to yourself.
I don't want fame.
Yeah.
Like,
But yeah, I was just like, I think there's a lot that goes into why people shop fast fashion. Because even Zara, I personally don't like Zara because I really can't find my size there. And
yeah.
everything, there's not just one size.
Even down to the shoes, they stop at a size 9.
Girl, what? Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think it's just, even with Zara, like that is technically a fast fashion brand, but the way that their sizings are, they still don't match like
Yeah.
you and I's body type.
Yeah.
That
That's
we
for
do
sure.
have to go to a Fashion Nova and Shein, you know?
Yeah. It's like you have no choice to be pushed into that.
I really tried Zara.
Yeah.
Like I really wanted to like Zara, but every time I went into the store, I would try on one dress and it would fit and it would be so happy. And then I would try on another and same size, but it's smaller. And it just made me feel insecure about my body going into the stores. And I shouldn't feel insecure because I'm curvier.
Yeah.
And I think that's what an issue is too.
Now, do you think, you know, fashion houses will then also start losing actual people, like
What do you mean?
designing for them and creating for them versus things like AI? Because of the simple fact that they have, if we come to the point where it's like they have to be able to rapidly push out something according to how trends go, do you think they'll start using more AI driven
No.
machinery versus people?
You're talking about like large brands or fast fashion brands?
No, I'm talking about large brands.
Like a luxury brand?
Yeah.
No, I don't see that.
Never.
No. I think luxury brands, one, they have great teams that
Mhm.
they come together and they really push things out. But I also think luxury brands, their seasons are entire year before it comes to the stores,
Mhm.
but they're already ahead of the trends. They're creating those trends.
Yeah.
Like Prada and Miu Miu came out with the underwear pants 2 years ago. Just last year is when it became a big thing.
Yeah.
So it's like they're the ones creating those trends, and then from them is where the fast fashion is now.
Comes in.
Exactly. Yeah.
Got
So
it.
I don't think AI would ever um hinder their creative like timelines.
Mhm.
I think AI would probably they'd probably like use it for like websites and stuff and how people can look at themselves and try on,
Okay.
or maybe like after they create the runway looks, maybe AI can help with creating like the different sizes,
Yeah.
because I think that's where a lot of people don't realize is what actually takes the time is once you see it on the runway, from there the merchandisers are buying those pieces and then you have to create multiple sizes of that one piece. So
Right.
maybe that's where it will
Kick in.
affect, but I don't think their creative process will be affected.
Got it.
Yeah.
I mean, like I have very high hopes for that fashion industry to never die. Like,
I don't think it will. You always need clothes. You always need um yeah, you always need clothes, you always need handbags, you always need shoes. I don't think the fashion industry will ever die.
yeah.
I think it will change, and it has changed because before fast fashion wasn't a thing, and now it's a huge thing. And now people are like, I don't really like fast fashion. I'd
Right.
rather do thrifting or buy like sustainability pieces. So I think it's always ever changing, but fashion could never go away because you literally have to wear clothes every single day.
Right. You just learn to adapt
Exactly.
and roll with the punches,
Yeah.
however it
I just think
goes.
it's going to, like, it will update. I mean, with AI here, why has no one made me the share closet yet? That's what I want to know. If I had the money to get a
Yep.
patent and a computer
Just type.
person, it's like a
Just like.
engineer to like create that, I should really find myself like a mechanical engineer and just do it,
And just
because
do it yourself.
I like people are trying to do that with apps right now where they're like, oh, you can create an app and then you can like take pictures. But I'm like, I want it to be a closet
That
that
just
has a
automatically does.
setting. I mean, you still have to put like your clothes in, but I think of it more of like
Like, it just naturally scans the item and it's already saved in it. Like,
Yes.
I don't have to physically take the
Take a
picture.
picture. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it's just this little machine next to your closet where you
Yeah.
can like put outfits together. And then it could tell you, like, you already wore this date. And you'd be like,
May
that's fine.
And you know, like, how, like, on websites, they'll be like, oh, based on this product that you liked, like, the
Yes.
closet would be able to tell you, like, you already wore this, but here's how you can, like, change it
Change it up.
around. Like,
But also, I think what would also be cool then, like you said, is if you have a certain outfit in your closet that you wore and you liked it, then they could like point it to a fashion house that you buy from and be like, oh, they also have these items if you want to purchase to put in your
I
guys.
think that
I
would be
just need to
everyone's
like
dream.
create this.
Yeah.
Mechanical engineers, hit me up. I am down to do this.
Don't
Is it
just take the
mechanical
idea. We
engineers
worked
that
really
do?
hard with this.
Wait, is it mechanical engineers that would have to? I
Yeah.
don't know. You smart people.
Well, yeah, it's some sort of engineer.
Or
I think
software
software.
engineers. Maybe that's what it is. I just know
We
it's a
just
smart
need
person. Hit me up.
with the knowledge of how this can be accomplished, because we need it.
I
We
would
do.
love to create that.
I think it would be top notch to have it in the closet. I mean,
Yeah.
imagine you have this grand house in that bomb closet.
Well, I mean, I'm just going to say right now, if I have the money to have a bomb house, I'm going to create it for myself.
As you should.
Yeah.
And I'll live in it because.
Why won't you have your own?
Well, because you got to get it done first. Let me experience it.
Okay.
And then.
You can visit. I don't know about living.
But yes, like, I think when we're thinking about how we want.
Fast fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To slow down.
Yeah. I think it has slowed down.
You think?
I think that they were doing a lot of copycats earlier, and I think they got sued so many times
That they're learning
they're learning their lesson. I don't see them doing it as much, and I don't see them being sued as much.
Yeah.
So I think they have learned, and I think they're calming down on it. Do I think they've stopped? No, but I think it's not as bad as it once
used
was.
to be.
Yeah.
True.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I think like we said, it's ever evolving. So it's here now. A lot of people don't like it as much anymore, so they don't buy it as much anymore.
Yeah.
And I think
But I think
something new will come.
The reasons why fast fashion is surviving keeps coming out. I think more so like designers will understand and learn how to what's the word I'm looking for?
Be inclusive.
Be inclusive, but just reinvent. Around that.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it continues. And I don't know.
I mean,
how it's going to flow, but like,
yeah, we're just gonna see. It's always evolving. Fashion is always evolving. So,
and we'll always be here to
talk about it.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, you guys.
Thanks, guys. Like and subscribe. Bye.